Hello, welcome to Popalong RC, the RC car channel dedicated to RC car racing. And here in the UK, it's currently school holiday time. So I've got a little bit of time off of work and I'm spending quite a lot of time with my son. We've been out racing at the local fields. Right now, he didn't want to go racing, he just wants to go play in the park. So I'm sitting chilling on a bench. But as I've had a bit of time off of work, I have been working on a number of RC projects, most of which are Tamiya ones. So let's take a look at some of the Tamiya projects I've got on the go. Okay, so it is Tamiya time. I have now finished the carbon fibre lunchbox, so there's the old chassis there. But I have got some serious work to get done with these cars. So we have got the Popalong Rally coming up very soon, and I want to run the XV01. Now, the last time I took this car out, in there we have got a 27-turn motor. So I am going to be popping in either a Core 15 or a Core 21. So I'm going to stick with the brushed motors. I'm definitely going to be upgrading the motor in the XV01. Then we come across to these two here. Now, these are two of my favourite Tamiyas. We have got the Super Hotshot, which I ran at the Revival 2 years ago. And we have the Hotshot, which I ran at the Revival 3 years ago. Now, this year, I have been loaned a couple of cars. So I've got this one here, which is the Egress, which looks fantastic. And I also have over here, I believe this is the Top Force Evo. Let me just take that off. So I have the choice between these two cars for this year's Revival. Now, this one has already got a servo in it, but as you can see, there is no motor. So what I'm going to do, as I have no intentions of running the Super Hotshot anytime soon, I am going to take whatever combo is in this car and place it in this one. So I'm going to get this car out as soon as possible. Hopefully, I will get it out over at Hearts, because we're going to be running over at the Hearts. Their summer series is due to start on Tuesday evening. So that is going to be fun sessions for me. Also, though, we have got Stevenage for the indoor track, so we might get this out on the indoor track over there. As far as the Top Force Evo goes, again, a lovely car. This one will require a servo and a motor. And this one, looking at it, it has already been sort of taken apart slightly. So I believe there is a servo in here, which I'm going to take out. And I may fit in this car here. So this is my Tyrrell six-wheeler, which, as you can see, needs this steering mechanism put in. So we've got the Ackerman and the servo and everything that needs to go in there. We have to find an ESC and get that ready to go. So I'm hoping to get that out very soon. I need to check the manual actually, because I don't know whether I need to cut down the servo or whether it just goes in normally. Because as you can see over here on this one, we've had to cut the edges off of the servo. So once that's in, it's going nowhere. It is stuck in that car and stays in that car. Whereas often what happens if I run this car for 3 to 6 months, I might take all the electrics out and move it across to another car. But with the F1 cars, because you have to cut them down, it might be that once they're in, they stay there for good. So yeah, that is the next project. So I think, oh, and one other thing as well. Obviously, we were loaned these cars, and this is the shell for the Egress. I have actually got myself a new Egress shell, which I am going to be painting up in the Popalong livery. So that will be going possibly red, orange, yellow to white, or I might go red, orange, yellow to white, or a mixture of those. So yes, the plan is to get this painted up in a Popalong livery, get some Popalong decals on there, and get this car on the track. Unfortunately, this is the Super Hotshot. Unfortunately, the ESC won't quite make it out of the hole there, so I am going to have to pop that back in and take it apart and do it properly. Oh, no such luck with shortcuts today. So there we go, just stock XR10 ESC, e-tronic servo, and I think that's an old Egress 13.5, so I might have a look, see if I've got any other motors. 13.5 turns, probably enough. I could stretch to a 10.5, but we shall see what I've got in the box of spares. I'll definitely won't be using that radio. That's the radio out of the RB10, I believe. So, servo-wise, what we have here is a Savox 0254 of the 6-wheeler. It's this sort of connector where you just feed the metal into the back of the servo saver, and then it will just join on like so. So let's get this connected and stuck in the car. So I'm really pleased with the paint job I did on this shell, but if we get underneath the shell, we can have a look now at the servo in situ. When I originally placed the servo in, I noticed that I'd put the wrong servo saver on, but I've changed it up now and I've trued it all up. The servo sits slightly to the left there, as you can see. I've got still the wiring to do on this, so I'm going to get some Dean's connectors on there, and hopefully I'll be able to give this car its first run out very soon. So motor's now in situ, but it needs soldering in because all these wires are way too long. That's going to be another job that I need to get done a little bit later. But focusing now on the shell, I made some masks just using masking tape, and I've sprayed it up in the Popalong livery, so that should look really nice once it's got some stickers on it. Okay, so it was a late night last night sorting out these cars. Really liking the new shell that I've got on this Egress. The old GT Power sticker there. Thought it went quite nicely with the paint scheme. So GT Power, they actually supplied us with a charger quite recently. Really nice. So let's have a quick look at what I've done under here. Oh, just need to take that out so there's a break. So Savox servo, and then we've got the old Egress motor and ESC. Now, unfortunately, the wires had already been cut, and typically the one that needed to go the furthest was the shortest. So I've done the best I can to sort of tidy those up. I didn't want to be adding extra wire and messing around. So it is what it is. It's not the prettiest job in the world. I did shorten the balance lead as well, so I've got a shorter one of those. I think what I'm going to need to do though is shorten these next. But then I haven't decided what batteries I'm going to run, so I need to check with the guy who owns the car what batteries he's running in here, and then I'll adjust this accordingly. It might be that I want to run shorty packs, so therefore I'm going to chop these down and put plugs on them. Or if it's possible to run stick pack, I might stick with the Dean's connectors. But that is the Egress, almost ready to go. So I'm hoping this will have its first outing before the Popalong Rally, which we're running the 25th of May at Mill End. But yeah, very happy with the progress. But that wasn't the only car that I was working on last night. The other car I worked on last night was this one here. Now, as I say, I've put a lot of time and effort into making this guy look good. In fact, I went box art with the car. But last night, it was about getting the innards all finished off. So now that this is in, I actually soldered on some bullet connectors, because I worked out that actually the best battery for this is the shorty pack, and that actually is stuck in pretty tight. So a little bit of tape, and I'm going to go with the 5000 Intellect 2S shorty packs in this. I do again need to sort out a receiver for this car. I'm not sure which car to take it out. It might be that it comes out of one of my Tamiya minis, or alternatively I could take the the receiver out of my truck and run the Relalo radio, just so that I've got a backup radio. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. So if you like what you see, like, subscribe, hit the old ding dong bell, and hopefully we'll see you trackside soon.